Let's talk about the variations of a conditional statement. This chart summarizes those variations, but we'll look at each one of them with an example. First, let's talk about a conditional statement. If I save enough money, then I'll buy a new car is a conditional statement because it's an if-then statement. The two simple statements that make up the conditional statement have names. The if part, in this case, I save enough money, is called the antecedent. And the then part, in this case, I'll buy a new car, is called the consequent. What we'll see is that the variations of the conditional statement make some changes to the antecedent and the consequent of the original conditional statement. So let's start with the converse. In symbols, if our original conditional statement is if P then Q, the converse is if Q then P. For our statement, the converse would be if I buy a new car, then I saved enough money. The consequent became the antecedent, and the antecedent became the consequent. When we write the variations, you may notice that some slight changes in verb tenses or other changes in linguistics happen. That's just to make the statement easier to read. The next variation is the inverse. For the inverse, if P then Q becomes if not P, then not Q. In other words, the antecedent and the consequent remain the same, but they are negated. So for our statement, the inverse would be if I don't save enough money, then I won't buy a new car. The third variation is the contrapositive. For the contrapositive, the antecedent will become the consequent, and the consequent will become the antecedent, but they will also both be negated from what they originally were. So for our example, the contrapositive would be if I don't buy a new car, then I didn't save enough money. Of the three variations of conditional statements, the contrapositive is the only one that will have the same truth values as the original conditional statement.